Okay, so there's been quite a stir at the Senate, more like a tsunami. And I've been following the news, following this story between Senator Akpoti and the Senate President Akpabio. It's been really, really, really ugly for for someone in the Senate to have the temerity to come out and accuse the Senate President of such, because apparently sexual harassment, it's a big deal. Well, I didn't really know that it was such a big deal in this country, because there are lots of people that get away with sexual harassment, and many people do not even know what sexual harassment is. Anyways, based on the story, of course, there will be people that will come. Whenever there's an argument, you always have people that will come to discredit your character. And in cases like this, character also comes to play. Now, it's been said that Senator Akpoti always has this thing for people, men. If a man is against her, she cries, oh, sexual assault, as she did with Reno Omokri. And then when he said that he was not in the country at the time, she went to delete all of her messages. I will not delve deeply into that, because that is not the crux of the matter here. Also with Senator Akpabio, it's been said that he was slapped by a former NDDC boss because of sexual harassment. Whoa, so now both parties have had sexual harassment tinted in their name. Some people think Senator Akpoti thinks the world revolves around her because she's beautiful, because she's this, she's that, and she feels she should have certain privileges. Yeah, I understand that some fine girls, I'm not saying this is the case, before some of you come and attack me. I can understand some fine girls think that the world should revolve around them. They feel that they deserve everything and anything in this life because, well, they're beautiful. And then, of course, some people came out as Senator Akpoti has 6 children from 6 different men. And I'm wondering, okay, how does that relate to the problem at hand? Some may argue that, okay, if you have 6 children, what is there? You're not a virgin. You're not the only woman in the Senate. You're not the only woman in the world. Having 6 children from 6 different men, it gives a certain negative connotation. The question now is her claims legit, or is she weaponizing sexual harassment just to get back to the Senate president for not allowing her have her way? Or could it be that the Senate president actually made those advances and is trying to punish her, to malign her, to however you want to put it, because she refused to bed him? How would we know? Well, she filed a petition of sexual harassment against the Senate president, but it was not entertained on the Senate floor by the Ethics Committee. It was said that it runs contrary to the Senate rules, so it cannot be entertained. Whatever it's playing out at the Senate is, it's not just about the 2 senators, the 2 actors. It is about the institution. It is also about women inclusion. And that's the thing with the government. Whatever you do rubs off on the people. It affects the people. So I believe that the Senate should not just sweep this under the carpet. Thorough investigation should be done, and whoever is found guilty should be brought to book to deter such, because it has a rippling effect. It was I found it hilarious that people came out to protest from both sides. They came out and said a whole lot of nonsense, protesting against what was happening. And you could see obviously that these protesters, they were paid. When they were questioned, they didn't know what they were even protesting for. Can you imagine that? Some were even dragging for water. Some were saying, oh, Akpabio, we came for you, remember us. Why has the government, why is that so? Why? Why? What is the cause of, what is the reason of such drama? Anyways, I'm really trying to watch my words, because when it comes to government things, My people, you have to be very careful to avoid stories that touch, but I'm sure we share the same sentiments. And of course, there will always be people on the tribal divide, and there will also be people on the gender divide. Then there will be people like us who genuinely wants to know the truth. What really happened? Some of you may be wondering, what is then sexual harassment? Is that one sexual harassment? Because some people do not see sexual harassment as anything. And mind you, sexual harassment is on both genders. It's just that the women report it more. The men, if they report it, they feel like they were emasculated, or they feel like, well, people will look at them like they're less of a man. But it's not that way. Sexual harassment is sexual harassment on both genders. It doesn't really matter. Sexual harassment is any unwelcomed sexual behavior. It can create the atmosphere of hostility, intimidation, offense. You're not just comfortable in such an environment, and it can occur anywhere, in public places, just like the Senate. It can occur in workplaces too. It can even occur online. So it's not just about physical harassment. It can happen verbally, non-verbally, looks, digitally, systematically. Sexual harassment comes in all forms of shapes and size. Now, the funny thing about sexual harassment is it's not about the harasser's intent. It's about the receiver. It's about the victim, how the victim perceives that harassment, which is to say that what is sexual harassment to you may not be sexual harassment to the next person. It depends on relationship. It depends on how the person perceives that behavior. Yes, if it's somebody the woman or the man does not want, and you make such advances to the person, it can be termed as sexual harassment. Yes, that is why today I am here to tell you what constitutes sexual harassment. Let's go to the one that we all know, physical harassment, physical sexual harassment. Now, it can be unwanted touching, unwanted hugging, groping. For instance, maybe you have a supervisor and he or she likes to hug you. For what? Or maybe you're passing by, someone just slaps you on the butt, or like, for what? What kind of nonsense play is that? And most times they will see it as play because you are shining teeth with the person. They will see, oh, maybe this person like me, they'll just slap you on the butt as play, because that's how it starts. Another instance that just came to my mind with this unwanted touching is most of us who are conversant with markets in Nigeria, you know that those sellers that sell in the markets, they like to touch. Hey, okay, come buy my market. They will hold you, they will touch you, and then if you don't buy, they will abuse you. That is sexual assault. Now, when someone physically blocks your movement or is trying to get very close physically to you for no apparent reason, there is space everywhere. You just want to enter inside this person's body. God, like someone just corners you just because they want to be in close range with you. When you brush against somebody, there is room, like this big space. Or maybe walkway, small corridor. You will not wait for somebody to pass. You want to pass at the same time they are passing, because the road is narrow, so that you will brush against them. You do it once, you do it twice, you do it often, you do it intentionally, so that your body will touch their body. Maybe they will develop feelings for you as your body is brushing, as you're passing, as you're passing the hallway or a narrow space. Another one that is very obvious is kissing or attempting to kiss someone. The person does not want. You feel you're a good kisser. You want to show them how you can kiss. My dear, if it's unwanted, it is sexual harassment. Please know this and know peace. Now we move on to verbal harassment. This is the one that many people think it is not harassment, but it is so. When you make sexually suggestive comments, dirty jokes to someone who is not interested, you say all sorts of sexually nonsense jokes. When you ask somebody about their sexual lives, about their bedmatics, and the person is uncomfortable, remember I said it is the victim that is the one that perceives the harassment. Your intention may not be the harassment, but it's the receiver that is the victim. So going to ask someone, how you dey do am for the other side now? How you be? How that guy? How is he on the bed? How that woman? How she be? You're asking intrusive questions about their sexual life. That is sexual harassment. When you make lewd or inappropriate statements about a person's body, oh girl, this your backside, this your nyash, she be like say, e go sweet oh, this man, when I see your chest, when I see this, e be like say, you go, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, they enjoy you. Sexual harassment. It's inappropriate remarks. Know your relationship with someone before you can start saying nonsense. Senator Akpoti is suing Mfon Patrick. She's suing him for making such remarks, saying that she wears transparent clothes to the Senate and puts pancake on her face. Now, that connotes a sexual harassment. Yes, it does. It's verbal. Now, when you keep pushing someone, asking them for dates, asking them for sexual favors, and they don't want, but you keep pushing because you feel that if you keep asking, the lady or the man will grow tired one day and succumb. My dear, it is sexual harassment. Now, we'll move to the non-verbal harassment. Yeah. When you look at somebody lustfully, you stare like you have undressed the person, you're there. It's sexual harassment. You might say, it's just look now, it's uncomfortable. Imagine someone is talking to you and you're looking at the person's bust or you're looking at the person's crotch. That is sexual harassment, non-verbal. Another non-verbal one is when your facial expression, suggestive facial expression. It could be smacking of the lips, it could be winking, it could be some people will just stay and they'll just see, they'll just lick their lips, or they'll just close one eye like fly enter the eye. My dear, that is sexual harassment though. In case you don't know, you have an office and you put nude pictures, obscene pictures, porn in your office. That is sexual harassment. You say, oh, it's my office space, it's my cubicle, it's not anybody's business. My dear, if people come there and see it is an office space, it is sexual harassment. In case you don't know, whistling and catcalling. You say a woman, you start making nonsense sound. You call the woman, you catcall, you say all sorts of rubbish. My dear, it is sexual harassment. When you give inappropriate gifts with sexual undertones, it is harassment. For instance, your colleague is having a birthday. Yeah, I know now, women like to buy you people boxers and singlets. Now, if the person is not in a relationship with you, maybe it's your colleague or a friend, and you are not intimate, and you now go and buy underwear, whether man or woman, it's sexual harassment though. It is sexual harassment. Now, digital and online harassment. This one, I'm sure most of us know about this. When you send inappropriate pictures, unsolicited pictures, videos, images, whatever. Well, some people call it sexting, and it's not welcome, especially maybe it's late and you just send someone such, or you're conversing with someone, the person sends you porn. You know, we are in an era of GIF, where people send to express what they are saying, and then you send the person porn. Come on. That is sexual harassment. When you stalk someone online for sexual purposes, it is harassment. When you friend somebody, you date somebody, and you people are no longer together, and when you people were friending, you went to do video. Hey, God, you went to do video of yourself doing the thing, and now you people are broken up. He or she now decides to share your intimate moments to the world out of spite or out of whatever. That in itself is sexual harassment. In case you don't know, it is sexual harassment. Now, there's this harassment that is called quid pro quo. It's more like an exchange, trade by barter. That's what it means. In this type of harassment, you have to give something to get something. Just as Oganedu was accused online that before anybody comes on the show, they must give him something. Allegedly. This falls under that. You want to give employment, you want to give promotion, you want to academic benefits, you want to get A, you want to pass in school, like you must give something to get something. You know, that's that's it. When someone with power can only grant you favors only if they're under your skirt or in your trousers, as the case may be. And now, if the person doesn't comply, there'll be all sorts of threats. If it's in school, of course, to fail the course, to demote you if you're at the workplace, to take your privileges, dismissal, whatever. Once you decline the offer, they come after you. They threaten you and make your life a living hell. They want to, punish you for not agreeing for them. Anyways, the last one is gender-based harassment. Now, this can come in the form of harassing someone based on their gender. You just don't, there's some people that just don't like women. There's some women that just don't like men. All men are scum. You see those people? It's sexual harassment. Who said all men are scum? This harassment based on gender is based on your gender orientation or gender identity. I know some people are confused if they are male or female, if they are flowers or kettles. So you have to be careful with their sensitivities so you do not harass them. I don't even want to go there because those people are, in fact, let's just leave it. You want to take a paternity leave and your boss tells you, oh, what's that? Men don't go on paternity leave. I'm like, what? That on its own, it's a sexual harassment. Who says men don't go on paternity leave? Huh. Or when someone is trying to enforce gender stereotype. For instance, your boy says, I want to be a ballet dancer. And you say, no, it's for women. You're enforcing gender stereotype. Sexual harassment comes in different shapes, sizes, and forms, in different ways. As you all know, knowledge is power. You wouldn't want to be dragged to court over something you feel was not an issue. And that's why I did this video, because not many of us understand the implications of sexual harassment. As I said, it is the victim, it is the receiver that interprets the intent. Your intent might be pure. You might be joking, you might be playing, or you may not. Either ways, know this and know peace so that you will not be dragged for something you are ignorant about. Please share this video so people become aware of what sexual harassment is. Thank you so much for watching. If you've experienced any of these harassments that I have mentioned, please do well to share with us. Who knows, you might just get your breakthrough in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.